Your chakra still stinks, love.
Your request is pretty fucking cryptic, you know?
But it's so simple, even a child could do it. Just find a place in nature associated with the elements fire, earth, and wind. Are you with me so far?
I guess. What about water?
Gosh, no, you better avoid that. Your sacral chakra is about to burst.
Well, fine. So, I find a place like that, then what?
Then you put on the pendant and take a picture of yourself in the lotus position. Bring that back to me.
All right then. I'll try.
I have faith in you. Bye now.
I've got earth covered in this position, but I'm still missing both wind and fire.
Well, look at you! Getting your zen on, sister?
Yeah. Something like that. This place has got earth covered, but wind and fire? I don't think this photo would cut it. Well, those poor things are beyond help. A missing cat, roommate wanted, junk for sale. Oh, and a Rachel complaining about neighbors blasting satanic death cult metal music. I gotta meet this neighbor and maybe bring my boombox for good measure. I always wanted to get a chance to use one of those things. Make a real mess somewhere. Hooked on Jesus, huh? Guess they'd get along with Eileen. Notes left from friends and family. Nothing in particular stands out. Nothing but overdue bills. I don't think that's worth tampering with. Eric's apartment under lock and seal. Standard issue forensic seal. If somebody unauthorized is caught breaking this, they're going to jail. Pretty tasteless if it wasn't here before the murder. Frag. Boy, this person gets around. I've seen their work all over town. God, I wish my apartment building had working AC. Been nagging my landlord for months about it. Hello, Eric. Sorry you had to die like this. Tons of spent candles. After dark, this little shrine must have looked quite nice under candlelight. All dried up. No surprise, it's been months since the murder. It's all generic condolences, except this note here. I miss you. It should have been us. May God watch over you. R.W. None of the other notes look very interesting. I think I'll save my climbing quota for later. Standard issue mail slot. I have the same type back at the office. The next door neighbor of Eric. No reason to bother them unless I have reason to believe they knew Eric well. Rachel Wang. Oh, that's R.W. Rachel must be the one who wrote that note on the roof.
Who is it?
Hey, I just want to talk about Eric. I'm a private investigator.
No more detectives. Please, go away.
Well, that went well. I guess she doesn't trust people in my line of work. It seems that Rachel doesn't trust PIs. Maybe I need a different approach. For the chakra photo that Meadow wants, I'm supposed to find someplace associated with fire, earth, and wind. Hey.
Hey, Kathy. What's up?
What do you know about Deborah Sinclair?
I like her books, but I don't care much for celebrity gossip. Awful thing that happened to her, though.
What do you know about the woman who was burned alive by the Soothsayer?
Oh, nothing. I hope that horrible demon is caught soon.
What do you know about Benedict Townsend, the murdered deacon?
I don't know anything about that poor man.
Hey, you're a Christian. What does a deacon actually do?
It depends on the denomination, but a deacon belongs to a church and can practically do the same work as a priest, with the exception of sermons and rites.
Interesting, thanks. Are you familiar with the King of Kings Catholic Church?
I'm not. My family, we're Protestants.
Do you know anything about Eric Holloway, one of the Soothsayer victims?
Not really. I'm sure you know more about him than me.
What do you know about Rose Taylor, the first Soothsayer victim?
She worked as a nurse, I think. Other than that, I don't know much.
Have you heard of the Azure Sky Motel?
That's where one of those serial killings happened, right?
Yeah.
Thought it sounded familiar. I don't know anything else about it, though.
So that drug lead you mentioned ended up being quite the rabbit hole.
Oh, really? Have you been able to learn more about it?
Yeah, a little. The drug dealers seem obsessed with privacy. Nobody I've talked to knows much about them.
I mean, they're criminals, right? Avoiding exposure doesn't seem that strange to me.
Sure, but I asked a proper career criminal I know about it, and even he thought they were behaving weird as hell. Apparently, they're giving out free samples left and right, too.
Maybe they're not trying to make money then? They have some other goals?
Yeah, like murder, for instance. If the Soothsayer victims were under the influence of pyre, a lot of things point to whoever is responsible for the drug.
Yeah, that sounds plausible.
Do you know who Hannah Verdew is?
That name sounds familiar, but I can't place it.
Do you know the Club of Hearts?
Sure, never been there myself, but I know Meadow loves the place.
Ah, interesting. We'll have to ask her about that. Does the name Rachel Wang mean anything to you?
No, I don't know who that is.
Hey, E, can I have one of your cards?
Sure, go ahead.
I'll let you get back to your work.
All right, see you later.
It's Eileen's business card. Eileen Summers, junior reporter. Her work number here might be useful. I'll add it to my notebook. There's a Bible quote printed on the back. You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. John 8:32.
How's that little beeping pal of yours?
It's Eileen's business card. Eileen Summers. There's a Bible. Hey, it's Rachel, right? I dropped my card in your mailbox. I just want to talk.
You're a Christian reporter? What do you want? I suppose that would be all right.
Did you wash your hands? I can't risk getting any germs in here.
Of course. Can I come in?
No, I prefer it like this. I have a weak immune system.
Sure, no problem.
Okay. Ask your questions then.
So, let's talk about Eric.
Alright, what do you want to know?
What was Eric like as a person?
Oh, he was just such a kind, loving man. Not a bad bone in his body. He had so much going for him. But then bad things happened, sending him down a dark path.
What bad things?
Sarah, the girl he was planning to marry, she killed herself.
Oh, damn. How did he cope with that?
He became depressed. I did my best to help. Tried so hard to be his friend and bring Jesus into his life, but he wouldn't let me.
I see. What happened next?
He started doing drugs. He was out of it on more than one occasion, acting all confused out in the hallway. One time, he was so messed up, I had to help him to his bed. I saw lots of paraphernalia.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
Well, then there was all the women, of course. All those filthy harlots and temptresses. They just couldn't leave him alone.
What kind of relationship did you have with Eric?
I loved Eric. I truly did, with all my heart.
But it wasn't reciprocated?
I know it was, deep down. He just couldn't find a way to convey it. I'm sure he would have realized that one day we were meant to be together, if it wasn't for all those despicable floozies.
Was Eric seeing a lot of women when he died?
Too many to count. They kept dragging him back into sin. I prayed and I prayed, but they kept on coming. It didn't end until one of those Jezebels killed him. I know it in my heart. That's what happened.
Did any of the women stick out in some way? Maybe one of them acted suspicious?
Not that I can remember. I'd have to check my... no.
You'd have to check your... what? Your diary?
I misspoke. Don't mind me. I get confused sometimes.
What can you tell me about Eric's murder?
I wish I had something to share about that horrible day, but I was out like a light after taking something to help me sleep. If I'd have been awake, maybe I could have done something.
It wasn't your fault, Rachel. When did you first learn about Eric's death?
The morning after. I didn't see his body, which I'm grateful for. I did witness the blood, though, which was horrific enough.
I can imagine. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary during the days before the murder?
No, nothing. Eric and I hadn't spoken for a while.
What do you know about the Soothsayer?
Only that he's an irredeemable demon. I have faith that when his time comes, God will judge him harshly for all the misery he has caused.
Do you know Deborah Sinclair, the author?
I've heard her name, but I'm not much of a reader.
What do you know about Jane Doe, the fourth Soothsayer victim?
I heard she was burned alive. I can't imagine the pain.
What do you know about Benedict Townsend, the deacon killed by the Soothsayer?
I I know that he was a prominent figure in charity work all around Cassidy. My pastor even held a sermon in his memory.
What do you know about scrying mirrors?
Foul implements, used for witchcraft and black magic. You should steer clear of them.
Are you familiar with the King of Kings Catholic Church?
I've heard of it, but I belong to a different church.
What do you know about Rose Taylor, the first Soothsayer victim?
Not much. I just know that the police think that she was stabbed to death by the same person that murdered Eric.
Do you know the Azure Sky Motel?
That's where the first victim of the Soothsayer was staying. I don't know much else than that, though.
Have you ever heard of a drug called Pyre?
Goodness, no. I want nothing to do with drugs.
Do you know who Hannah Verdew is?
No, I haven't heard that name before.
Have you heard of the Club of Hearts?
I haven't. Never been there.
What can you tell me about yourself, Rachel?
Well, my family is Korean. We belong to a Methodist church. As for me personally, I guess I'm not that interesting. I don't go out much.
Due to your immune system?
Yes, not that any of the doctors believe me. Agents of Satan.
Uh-huh. What do you do to support yourself, then?
I've been between jobs for a while now. I get help from my family in the church.
That's all my questions. Thanks.
You're welcome. Bye now, and God bless you.
Yeah. You too. Poor girl, this Rachel. She seems to have quite a few issues. I'm not sure how reliable her information on Eric is. In any case, I think I'm done here for today. I should learn everything I can about the murdered deacon at the church. Eileen says that Meadow should know a thing or two about scrying mirrors. Apparently, this oddball Meadow wants me to prove I've realigned my chakras. Supposedly, if I'm in the right place, I can do that by taking a picture of myself wearing... Not a fan of mausoleums. Some bad shit went down last time I hung out in one of those. The King of Kings Catholic Church, established 1904. Looks like someone is having engine trouble. So that's the King of Kings. Doesn't look very regal. Not sure what that building is, but it looks related to the church. Hey there, how's it going?
No time to chat, young lady. I gotta get this old bird up and running. You'll have to come back later.
Engine trouble? Can I help?
Maybe so. As long as you aren't a complete dimwit. See that toolbox?
Yeah, what about it?
It's real simple. I'll ask you for tools, you hand them over one by one.
No problem. Sounds easy enough.
Good. Just don't hand me the wrong thing. That would be an abject disaster.
I think I can handle it. I happen to know a thing or two about engines.
That's so. It should be smooth sailing then. Let me know when you're ready.
All right, I'm ready. What do you need?
Hand over the medium-sized wrench, will ya? Not the rusty one. All right, now something to cut a wire and check the voltage.
I don't think that's the right number of tools.
That's finished. What's next? Give me the regular pliers and then the big Phillips screwdriver.
I don't think that's the right number of tools.
No. Give me the regular pliers and then the big Phillips screwdriver.
I don't think that's the right number of...
No. Give me the regular pliers and then the big Phillips screwdriver.
I don't think...
Lord, give me strength. Give me the regular pliers and then the big Phillips screwdriver.
I don't think that's the right number of tools. Can you repeat that?
Give me the regular pliers and then the big Phillips screwdriver. No. Give me the regular pliers and then the big Phillips screwdriver. Now I need the key set, the mini wrench, and the other big screwdriver, not the one you gave me before. For heaven's sake. Son of a gun, that made me lose my train of thought. We'll have to start this task all over again.
Well, isn't that just great?
Give me the regular pliers and then the big Phillips screwdriver. Now I need the key set, the mini wrench, and the other big screwdriver, not the one you gave me before.
I don't think that's the right number of... I don't...
For heaven's sake, rats. I lost my... Give me the regular pliers and then the big Phillips screwdriver. Now I need the key set, the mini wrench, and the other big screwdriver, not the one you gave me before. Okay, that part is handled. Hand over the rusty wrench, something to bash with, and the small flat screwdriver, will you? For heaven's sake. Rusty wrench, something to bash with, and the small flat screwdriver. For heaven's sake. Rusty wrench, something to bash with, and the small flat screwdriver. I got a 6-inch bolt here, a real oily little thing. First, I need something to clean it with, and then a tool to grip it properly. Hand me the other type of screwdriver. Same size as the last one you gave me. Also, I need a wrench 2 sizes smaller than the last fixed-size wrench. I think that did it. Hit the ignition, lass.
Okay, hang on.
Praise the Lord.
I prefer to go by Kathy, but thanks.
I didn't quite catch that, young lady.
Oh, never mind. Now I think I've deserved a little chat. You're Reverend Winters, right?
Indeed. Hugh Winters at your service. And who might you be?
The name is Rain, Kathy Rain. I'm a private investigator.
Oh, I see. Another one. Very well, ask your questions then.
Care to tell me about your church?
Well, the King of Kings is a Catholic church with roots nearly as old as the city itself. These days, we're a fairly small congregation, around 200 active parishioners.
I see. So how long have you been a priest here?
Coming up on 30 years now.
Oh wow, that's a long time.
I suppose so, yes. But I've been nothing but content here, until the murder, that is. Things will never be the same.
Yeah, I can imagine. Can you tell me about Deacon Townsend? What was he like as a person?
I can, if you call him Ben. That's what he always preferred.
Oh, sure, I will. What was Ben like?
I'm glad you asked, because these days most people know him as Ben, the murder victim. Isn't it a tragedy how a man's life's work can be so utterly overshadowed by his final moments?
Tragic indeed. Perhaps you can help me get a more nuanced view?
I'll try. Ben was a good man, a good Christian, and he always managed to stay optimistic despite leading quite a difficult life.
Difficult how?
I shouldn't say. He wouldn't want me to share all of his secrets. But trust me, he carried great pain.
Fair enough. Did he have any immediate family?
No, and he never married. He had distant relatives out of state, but as far as I know, they were estranged.
Okay. Next of kin?
Never came into play. He had a written will and left everything to charity.
Got it. Thanks. So, the reason I really came here was to ask about the Soothsayer.
Very well, go ahead.
Were you the one who found Ben at the scene?
Yes, I was. In the rectory. Right here behind us.
Do you mind if I have a look inside?
Yes, I mind. It's my home. But the police already ransacked the place, and we had the whole room refurbished for the reconsecration.
I understand. Can you walk me through what happened that night, then?
Well, I came back late, after traveling. The front door was unlocked, which is unusual, but not overly alarming. I entered and kept quiet in case Ben was asleep, but it didn't take long for me to notice that his bedroom door was wide open. That's when my eye caught the shadow of his hanging body. I ran up to the doorway and saw him on full display, and, well, I froze from shock. It was immediately clear that there was nothing I could do. He wasn't moving. He wasn't making a sound, and his face was blue. The world didn't make sense until I got my bearings. Took a small step and heard the cracks of broken glass under my shoe. I saw the mirror shards, and I realized that he didn't do that to himself. Someone must have done it to him. I carefully backed out of the room, called the emergency services, and they arrived shortly thereafter.
Did you notice any other relevant details in the room?
No, like I said, I was in shock. My friend was dead, murdered. I needed to get the authorities there, and I had to go pray.
Understandable. Who do you think did this to Ben?
I don't know. But he had plans to meet someone that night. A lost soul, he said. I never inquired in detail, saw no need to ask more. Now I obviously wish I had.
Did Ben keep records of his meetings?
He did, but none were found, so I can only assume that the killer disposed of them.
Sounds likely. Was there anyone that he was seeing like this regularly?
I'm sure. I wouldn't know any specifics. I haven't been involved in that work lately.
I see. Thanks. What do you know about Deborah Sinclair?
Except for Ben, I don't know much about any of these murder victims.
What do you know about scrying mirrors?
Well, they're pagan instruments used for millennia. It would seem to me they have some ritualistic purpose for the Soothsayer.
What makes you say that? Couldn't they just be a signature or a decoy even?
No, I was there. That room, it was a place of sacrifice. The view of my departed friend was a monstrous display. I shall never forget it.
Do you know the Azure Sky Motel?
Never heard of it.
Have you ever heard of a drug called pyre?
I haven't, no. Why would you ask that?
Drug tests have shown that the Soothsayer victims had pyre in their bloodstream when they were killed.
That's preposterous. Ben wouldn't go near anything like that. He didn't even drink coffee.
Covertly drugged then, maybe? Or coerced?
Something along those lines. The Ben I knew would never voluntarily abuse narcotics.
Do you know who Hannah Verdew is?
I don't know.
Do you know the Club of Hearts?
It may come as a shock to you, but I'm not the clubbing type.
Does the name Rachel Wang mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not, my child.
All right, that's all. I'll let you get back to the repairs.
Very well. Take care, young lady.
All right, looks like that's all I'll be able to learn about the deacon here today.